Hello, Q Services, Qwashers, eBay and YouTube. What I'm doing here is showing you how to change and repair the patio cleaner head for a Turbo Devil 520mm flat surface cleaner. So we've got all the parts there, as you'll see. Now we've got to be very careful with this system itself, because obviously they are very fragile, these items. For the actual system itself, you'll see there the Mosmatic system. So what we're going to do first of all is, what I normally do when I'm doing this is, to protect the system itself, I will put bolts in place so we can get hold of it strong and correctly. So we'll put that in place and we'll tighten them up so that's nice and tight. You'll see you've got two flat sides on this, so as you can see there's two flat sides, so you can get a spanner on there without doing any harm, or some grips. So what we're going to do, we'll break that, and that should then come in bits with your fingers. That outer part is 22mm screw fitting, and then obviously inside it does a sealing on the inside. But what we'll do is we'll unscrew this part, and what we've come across is the damaged part. So as you can see, massive crack inside there. So we've got these special grips, and it needs to be done with these special grips really to get this out and take it apart. So what we'll do is take this part out first of all by putting the inserts inside. So as you'll see, we squeeze these two parts together and then we'll pull it out. So that part now has been taken out, the top part. Obviously as you squeeze them together it then lets it out. So that's the top part out first of all. Look inside now, you'll see there's the other part that needs to come out as well in a minute or two, and we'll clean it all up. Now the next stage is, if you look carefully down, there's an O-ring from this kit that goes inside, right down inside there, so that'll need picking out. Now on the other part that we've already taken out, you've also got the other part that's meant to be in there, which obviously sits inside there. Now also inside there, there's also an O-ring, and that needs replacing as well from the kit. In the bottom of this, which we've taken out a minute ago, which is this part here, and that sits in there as well, so that sits at the bottom, as I've just dropped that back in, which you'll see when we put it all back together in a minute or two. So what I'm going to try and do is pick this O-ring out while videoing, which could be fun, which I don't think will happen. I'll have to take the O-ring out first. So as you see this O-ring, what we're going to do is replace that O-ring. We'll clean all this up as well inside while we're doing it, so it's nice and clean for when it goes back, and I'll show you once it's done. So there is the O-ring taken out from inside that groove there. That's going to get replaced with a new one, and then I'll show you this part first of all and then continue and do the other part. So we've now inserted the O-ring, and what we're going to do now is drop that in place as well. And what we need to do then is put the new part. Now you've got to be very careful with these, because like I say, you don't want to damage them. Very expensive for what they are. This is the annoying part. Make sure you match them together. Them little grooves that's on there, which you'll see on this one, them little lips, make sure you get them in place, and then just push it gently down, so that side then is in place and ready to go back in place. That's that side done. We'll continue now on the other side. So what we're going to do now is get that other O-ring out of there, out of that groove, and replace that O-ring and clean it up inside. So this is the next stage. So I'm glad I haven't been filming that, less otherwise I'd have probably been there 15-20 minutes. I've had to have a brew in between times because I've lost patience trying to get it out. It is tight sometimes, them O-rings, especially when they're so badly worn. So as you'll see there, that O-ring now is ready to be pulled out. So if you just get behind it and don't lose it, there's the O-ring. So what we're going to do is clean all that up as well, replace the O-ring there as well on the setup, which we'll do and show you. Obviously when you put these parts back in, just apply round this area here on the O-ring, where the O-ring is, inside here, just a little grease. It just helps it to sit the carbon part inside it. Very fragile as well. Annoying part in this is the cost of the parts that need to go inside there. It's ridiculous for what they are. Okay, I'll continue. So we've cleaned all the faces up now, and all we're going to do now is put these two parts back together and the job is done. And then this is add the repair kit inside it, and it should work absolutely fine. It's just a case of screwing it together. Bit of Loctite on the thread on this point here as you screw it back in. Like you say, you can see that as it sits up. Don't forget your springs that sit first in before you put the carbon faces in. Thank you very much, Q Services, Qwashers, eBay and YouTube.